first kind of real, more complex piece of music is a song called Catalyst. This starts out in 21/8, but it's not really that at all. It's just 7. It's like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. And that's a piano intro that Steve plays. Okay. So, but technically it would be 21/8 or 21/16. Then we start having fun, because after my drum fill that starts nowhere near 1 at all, and it starts with a bunch of 5s, right there, right? We then hit 17/16, okay? Okay, the last is like 3 bars of 17/16, and then 1 bar of 6, 5, 6, or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like that. Okay. Now, playing odd meters, 17, 13, 11. I'm going to leave out 7 and 5 because they're so common now. And usually, I mean, yes, you might get a 7/16, but it still kind of works out. But once you get to 11, 13, 17, they're prime numbers. You cannot divide 3 into them. So this makes it a little harder to make them groove. And one of my lifelong ambitions is, no matter what the meter is, it's got a groove. Okay? But how do you do that? Well, let's simplify it. When I'm playing in 7, I often don't see it as 1 bar of 7 being repeated. I see it as 2 bars of 7 with a slow count. So let's say if there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. I don't feel it like that. I never have, actually. To me, it's this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's my foot is always doing that, even if I'm playing. So immediately, I've got a groove. I've got a time base where I'm not going to wander. That's what it is. So as the meters get more complicated, I do the same thing. With 9, you've actually got 2 attempts at this, okay? You could go the quarter note route, or you can go into 3s. So let's say, that's another way of drawing that line through. The same way as the transition from the verse to the B section. You're drawing a straight line right through, imaginary line in a musical sense. 15. 15's great because you can subdivide it by 3 or 5. You can play 3 5s or 5 3s. Doesn't matter. You can split it up as a 7 and an 8 or an 8 and a 7. We have a song called Indian Summer. We may not get to it tonight, and that's an 8 and a 7. But I still see it as right. I've gone across 2 bars with the same foot tap. Okay, but you can also go 3s. You know. Okay. And 21. These are fairly, I mean, I'm not going to say simple. I don't want to make it sound that it's not difficult when you're not used to it. It's not difficult. But 21 is divisible by 3, divisible by 7. 3 sevens, you know? It's math. It's really what it is, but you have to apply it as a feel. But get to a prime number. You can't do that. You have a problem. Or do you? You can do it. But it's a little bit more involved. So, if we take our 17 and count 3s all the way through, it's going to take 3 bars of 17 before you get back to the 1 on the 4th bar. And it just so happens in Catalyst, we have 3 bars of 17, 16, and then a bar of 6, basically. Okay? So I just have to remember the riff. Okay? Now, it does take the brain a little while to get hold of that concept. I guarantee them, if you're playing, I don't know how many people play here in a more of a traditional Bulgarian folk band. I mean, I've heard some of the stuff and what the drummers are playing is ridiculous. I don't know what you're playing. Is anybody here that plays that kind of music? Yeah, I'm sure you do. Okay. And I'm sure you think of it in a very different way. And correct me if I'm wrong. When I first listened to, I'm a big fan, I grew up listening to a band called, or a guy called Don Ellis. The Don Ellis Big Band. And around 1971 or 2, he got a new keyboard player. And this keyboard player came from this country, Milsho Levy. Okay? And when I picked up this record, Tears of Joy, there was this tune called Bulgarian Bulge, right? It's in 33 and 36. And so when I was really young, I was just baffled. I just didn't know how they played this shit, you know? But in later years, I keep coming back to this. And of course, well, first of all, from a technical point of view, 33, the 3s go into 33, 11 times. I can just play 3 bars of 11. But that doesn't always work, because that might not be what the melody is all about. And I figured it's really the melody that dictates what you're playing. Am I right? Anywhere? Because to me, when I think of that song, which, by the way, I found out many years later in a bar in Sachsenhausen in Frankfurt, after quite a few, I don't know what I was drinking, but something, I suddenly went, I know this piece of music. But it wasn't Don Ellis. It was, I'm pretty sure it was one of the original versions of it, because it had clarinet, lead, and maybe a violin or something. It was kind of weird. And I went, that's that song. So, and I just realized it's the melody. Right? And I realized that's how they write music in Bulgaria. They just sing a song and put a bar line when they want. It just happens to be 33 of those. So I'm sure it's a lot more involved, but you know, that really fascinated me. And even approaching that the way I was talking, where you just subdivide by 3s, it gives you a whole different way of looking at it, and it allows you to put it into more, in Japanese way, more funky style. Okay? Which is what we like to do on a drum kit when we play music. We want it to groove. And I really don't care if it's in 53 or 16, you know? As long as my foot taps, I'm a happy camp. All right? If it ain't tapping, I'll go home. You know? So that's really the concept to it. So Catalyst is all about that. It's a very complex, and it took us a little while to get it together, but now we play. It's so relaxed. It's so much fun. We move on out of the 17, 16, the 6, 8. We go to 9, or actually 9, 4 really, because it goes in, which is a 4 and a 5. 9, 8. 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. So that's easy for you guys. Yeah. And then we go back to the 6, 8, and then back to the 17. Okay? So that's, you'll be here, that's the 4 song we play. Then we got a ballad that's all in 4, I think. Sometimes I don't know. Then we get to another one which is in 7. It's actually called Circle 7. Oh, sorry, back to Catalyst. There's a whole other section which is in 17/4. It's a very slow 17. It goes from being like like that. It goes to 1, 2, like that. Okay. So you get that. Right. So Circle 7 is pretty much all in 7. There might be some 4 in there. I actually don't remember until we play it. And that is very cool. But again, you know, you'll be able to work that out, and you'll see in the 7 that some of the stuff I do, I actually go to 4. I just play a 4 against the 7, and it's exactly what I'm doing. Is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like that. So you'll probably